What's going on, everyone? My name is Animir, and I wanted to go ahead and do this video to kind of help some of the people out that are playing Saint Seiya's Awakening, and I think it's a great game. Right now, the 1-year anniversary is going on right now. A lot of people have been coming back, and I've been looking into taking a look into like the metagame and what you can do, resources, what to invest in, and all those kinds of things. So I thought I'd first start off with a little bit of a beginner guide. When you first start this game, everything starts opening up. You start, leveling up your account and everything like that. More things start popping up, and it can be a little overwhelming. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over your daily grind. Now, the dailies is something that you should be doing every day. If you're too busy to play the game, extensively or anything like that, you're at work or school or anything like that, it's understandable. We all have a life. Now, by no means am I an expert. I am not a late game player. You do not need to take everything I say to the letter. It's a guide. So it's pretty much to give you guidance, to go ahead and give you an idea of where you want to go, what you need to do, and most importantly, how to enjoy the game as best as you can. The second part is going to be a little bit kind of part of the first, but it's going to be the events that you go through. I'm not going to go too much into detail about what events, because they're changing all the time. It's more of what you want to be doing and something that you want to keep in mind while you're doing your dailies. And I'm going to be going into a couple things for the PvP, a couple dailies that you also want to do there. It's not too much stuff. Keep in mind, it's a lot of information, I know, but don't worry. I'm going to try and keep it as clear as I can. And it's going to seem like a lot more than what it is when you're actually playing the game, because you're not going to be listening to me talking when you do it. I'm going to leave timestamps in the description. That way you guys can go ahead and skip to any part of the video. If it might seem like a lot, you don't have to take it all in one sitting. You can always go and come back and reference it whenever you need to, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna go ahead and do, let's just go ahead and get rid of that. So, first thing is first, you're gonna come here to your dailies. As you can see right here, I kind of left everything as is. I haven't really done anything in the game. That way I can kind of show you guys as I go through it. So down here on your bottom right hand side, you're gonna see campaign, daily, and PvP. Now right above that, you see daily training as well. It says, usually there's about 4 things to do, and then down here there's a little chest. Once you complete all these, you go ahead and get some rewards. Now there's no real order in which way to do things. I usually just do my dailies, and sometimes, as you can see right there, dedicate Saint Anima and all this other stuff. Sometimes just doing your dailies is going to complete some of these, if not all of them. So that's why usually I do that one first. So the first thing you're going to go ahead and do is click on that. And there's a couple things that you can do. Now, first things first that I like to do, you have the mystical treasure here. This is with little Kiki. It's a nice little game. It's a little mini game that you can kind of like a little claw machine kind of deal. You just go ahead and click on it. There's some diamonds, there's some shards, there's some gold. So there's actually some good resources that you can get here. Sometimes you can get saints like, S rank or higher. Me personally, I'm trying to get a specific saint, so it does help. And gold, you may not think you need it right off the bat, but believe me, later on, once you start getting into some of the higher tier, like upgrading your Cosmo and stuff like that, you're gonna start using it. So I would recommend just coming here. It doesn't take too long, just takes about a minute or two, and then you get some nice stuff. Now there are buffs that you can use with hearts, but I don't usually use them. I save my hearts for other things, but I'll get into that a little bit later. And there we go. And look, as you can see there, I went ahead and got a Pisces shard. So it does help to go ahead and do that. You can do 2 of them. Now the next thing, if you look over here, the little red dot on the train ground. Now when you start off the game, first off, it's going to be at like level 1. You're going to start upgrading him. You're going to start leveling this up as you play the game. And while you're in here doing all your other stuff, you can collect these things right here. A little stamina boost, some chests for experience, and some flowers. And then you can go ahead and collect any stamina that's been overflowing, like if your stamina's full, like mine. As you can see, I have I have a good amount. Now for your stamina, when you first log in for the day, you get 2 free stamina. You get 2 free stamina boosts. I guess you could call it. And the first one after that is 90 diamonds and then 120, as you can see here. I usually just do the 90 diamond for the 1 day. You can go higher than that if you want to. It's up to you. Now, diamonds right here, this is what you would call the premium currency. You know, they're valuable. And the main reason why, if you go down here to the mall, right? If you go right here to the mall, there's this advanced gem pack. It costs about 1,000, and I know 1,000 seems like a lot, but actually with everything in the game, you actually get to 1,000 pretty quickly. And the good thing to save it, the good thing about this is that when you buy this, it gives you see there, it gives you 11 advanced gems. So I would recommend using your diamonds for this. And then sometimes, you know, like I said, if you need the stamina, which you will need eventually, you know, we'll go a little bit more into that. There's some other things here that are pretty cool. I don't recommend spending your diamonds on this. You can if you want to change the scenery. You just buy it one time, you get a nice background, you get some music that changes the background as well. Or you could spend some money and, you know, buy let's see, Hades approaches right there. So you get this shop. This is a and then right here you have like coupons. You have some other shops that come in for events. This is more for the whales, really. You can spend money here. As you see, you have a first time boost. So if you buy something for the first time, like right here, this one right here is nope, we're not gonna buy that. So if you look here, the first one is 99 cents, so it's about $1. You get 60 coupons, and the first time you get it doubled. So I would be getting 120 coupons. If I buy it after that, then it'll go ahead and only give me the 60. I do believe they refresh these. I know they just reset them for the 1 year anniversary. I'm not sure if they do it yearly or 6 months. I believe it's 6 months if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to spend money, you can go here to go ahead and use coupons, and you use those coupons over here for like packs. They have sales sometimes. There's some good stuff. You get like tomes, diamonds, skills, a lot of resources that are pretty valuable. So, you know, that's more for the whales. But if you're free to play, kind of like me, then you're not going to be worrying about this one too much. The main concern is going to be your items here. Now, besides that, I wouldn't really spend your diamonds or anything else. You like this one right here. This costs money. You can if you want to, but like I said, you're going to need your gold a lot later. You're going to need your gold later on for upgrading Cosmo and things like that, and it can get expensive if you burn through it. Now, after that, you have your Legion. I'll talk about Legions a little bit later. You have this currency right here, which is Legion tokens. Once you join a Legion, which I do recommend, get into any Legion. You know, if you're not in one, I do recommend get into any for right now, and then you can look for a better one later. Doing the Legion content of this game gets you all these tokens, and I would recommend spending it on these, because in this game it is very difficult to level up the skills of Saints. These things are very rare, so I would recommend using all of it on these right here. There are others, but you get these in plenty of other places, and you get a surplus of them, and you only use these for, you know, leveling up your Saints and all of that. So these are the valuable ones here. There's other ones. There's shards that you can there's other things you can buy in here as well. You know, but like I said, this game has so many places that you can get all these. You have Crane Yuzahito right here. She's not a very critical saint, so I would not recommend spending it on her. You're probably going to get her anyway. After that, you have the Honor Hall. I'll go into the arena a little bit later, but for right now, basically, once you go through the arena, same thing. You get these tokens, and you do have these two saints right here. I would not recommend using them for these, simply because you don't... Now, you do have these two saints over here. They are S saints, and I wouldn't recommend using your tokens for these. I would recommend, same thing as before, spend it on these shards, because you want to get, it takes 30 shards to get one tome. And when you're trying to level up a saint's skills, you know, it gets pretty costly later on. You're going to need like 4 or 5 of these in each. You're going to need multiple tomes to level up one skill of one character. And, you know, this is a game of 16, and this is a 6-character team-based game. So, you know, so having 6 characters with multiple skills, it can get pretty costly. So I'd rather spend it on these. And same thing for this other one, the Honor PvP tokens. Same thing. I buy it on this. You can buy the flowers as well. If you don't want to be spending it on the skills, you can buy it on flowers. I'll go into that in more detail. Maybe in another video, or if this one, if I get the chance to. Now, Cosmo, there's lots of ways to get Cosmo in here. The only time I would recommend spending diamonds or money, sometimes they use gold as well. The only times I would recommend spending anything in here for a Cosmo is if you need a very specific one. Like right now, at the time of recording of this video, Dragon's Chant is a new Cosmo that just came out, and you can't really get this anywhere else. So this is very good for specific saints that use Cosmo attack and piercing, like Saga. If you happen to have Saga, this works for him. This is great. I would recommend it. And then there's some refined locks and what have you. So we don't go in here too much, but if you need anything, you can go ahead and spend it. Hearts, you get these by friends. All right, I'll go into that a little later. The only thing I really buy in here is the tomes. You need 750. It used to be 1500, so that's actually nice that they lowered it to 750. And you can use these to help upgrade your saints. And if you already have enough of these, or you don't need to upgrade any saints right now, you can go ahead and use it maybe on experience or the lucky hearts here. If you look here, you get some growth tome shards, some common gems, saint chests. So there's some good stuff as well. And that's about it for the mall. Now, back to the daily grind. So after the mystical treasure, you have other couple options that you can do. Now over here, you have the Astro Cycle. Okay, now this is a weekly event. Not all of these are daily. They don't all refresh daily, but if you look here and you click on this one, you're going to head into town and you're going to go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't play right now. You're going to go ahead and talk to Cancer right here. And there's both of these saints right here. They're kind of like mini boss battles. Once you fight them, you go into like a party. You fight them with other people. And once you finish, you get to go ahead and claim these chests right here. I've already done it for the week. And you only need to do it once. So if, I believe it refreshes on Monday at 5 a.m. And once you've done them, you basically wait till next week and you get some good stuff. There's some good stuff in here. I can't really see what's in here to show you guys. But believe me, it's definitely worth your time. It does not take long at all. It takes a couple minutes, but you do have all week to go ahead and do it. So I would recommend it. Now, this Arctic Challenge right here, I would probably have to make another video for that, or maybe... now this for the Arctic Challenge, I might have to go into, Now for the Arctic Challenge, it's kind of similar when it comes to types of rewards, but it's a little bit more advanced. So like free to play or newer players, you're gonna have a harder time going into this because, see right now there's a challenge for this month's speed mode. Now essentially this is about finishing it with as least amount of turns and moves possible with your saints. Now right now for me, as I mentioned, I'm not a late game player. This is kind of difficult to do if you have some weak saints. This does take some time, but don't worry, it's going to be waiting for you. They just added it. It's not going anywhere. So there's always something to look forward to as you get stronger in this game. All right, so next, the Cloth Cemetery. And if you look real close at the bottom, you actually see what resources each challenge gives you. So for instance, the Mystical Treasure, he gives you shard, gold, and diamond. It's real useful. You can also do this one a limited amount of times, but the rewards are only that first time that you beat it once you claim them for the week. Cloth Cemetery, you see here, you get Refined Stone, Cosmo, Gold, the 12 Temples of Haiti. You get Stamina, pretty much for all of them. So it's a lot of good stuff that I would recommend doing. It does not take that long. And you do have little Kiki here in the top left corner where you see right here on top of Doko. If you click on him, he says, I will help you to quickly complete today's quest. So let's say, for instance, Athena's Trial. So if you look right here, I haven't done them yet. You get 5 out of 5 times for free each day. And if you go ahead and click on it, you can go ahead and challenge the floors here. Now, if I click on raid, so you basically start down here, level 1, and you work your way up. And essentially, you pretty much fight these saints. Now, when you go ahead and fight, there's actually, I believe in the beginning, it's only 1. But once you get far enough ahead, you have to do 2 different trials. So you're going to need 2 teams eventually, but don't worry. Get as far as you can, within time as you're upgrading your saints, you're going to be able to do more and more. So they have different bonuses. Like here on the left, I increase my physical attack. So I'll use my saints that use physical attack damage. On my right, it's for Cosmo attackers. Saga, again, is a perfect example of that. And once you beat them, you go ahead and get the rewards down here in the bottom right. It says rewards for clearing this floor. You get some diamonds, some gold, some Saint experience, but more importantly, you get Cosmo. So this is actually where you're going to be getting a good amount of Cosmo in the beginning. Once you beat the levels, the stages, you can go ahead and just click raid. So for example, I'll go ahead and click on this one and boom, I don't have to go through the fight. I already cleared it and I get all the rewards. And essentially what I would recommend is pushing as far as you can. If you're having a little bit of trouble, come back, try it again in, 2 or 3 days, but don't forget to just do all 5. For example, if this is as far as I can get, then I'll just go ahead and look if you're upgrading your Cosmo for a Saint, and I'll see if I can do a video for that as well. But let's say I need this one, right? I have some that need this. I'll go ahead and just raid and boom. There you go. And then once you finish, it says you don't have enough challenges. You can spend 50 diamonds to buy more. I'm not going to do that. I need my diamonds for those little stars. So that's it for that part. Now over here, 12 Temples of Hades. You go ahead and click on that. It's kind of also the same thing as kind of like the Astro Cycle, but a lot harder. So they're essentially boss fights that you go ahead and do. Now, when it's talking about inspiration here, you can go ahead and inspire, right? Now, it is nice to go ahead and inspire for your Legion. You do need to be in a Legion, okay? You can do personal inspiration, but I personally prefer doing the Legion inspiration because it kind of gives a boost to damage. If you see down there, it says damage up 1%. Might not seem like a lot, but when you're with, 40, 50 other people all doing it, that's a 50% boost right there to everybody. So a lot better, especially in the beginning when you can't really do that much damage. This is a good way to kind of contribute to help out your fellow Legion. And, for the personal one, I don't really do it because I can't do that much yet. That's a good way to help out. And once you've challenged them, you can go ahead and do the raid. Let me go ahead and click out. You can go ahead and do the raid. So for instance, right now, it's pretty much all I can do to help. I'll click raid. I didn't do anything. I didn't really do anything. But like I said, and do what little bit you can for right now and get those rewards. Now, as you're completing these dailies, KOTZ Cemetery. So once a day, you have these daily bounties, and there's essentially dungeons that open on specific days of the week. So for today, for instance, you have Moo here, Monday and Thursdays. Now, it's the same thing. It's kind of like a dungeon boss that you go ahead and do. Now, KOTZ Cemetery Challenge, you can do it in a party. Now, you can either create a room to get other people to help you, or you can just click on Quick Join to go ahead and join someone that's already done it. Now, if you've already beaten it on a certain level, so if you can see here, there's different difficulties. Obviously, the harder ones give you better stuff. Once you've cleared it, you see it says you've completed it on hard difficulty, and now I can rate it. So, like I mentioned with everything else, go as far as you can. Once you can't go any higher, make sure you're rating. Boom, I'll go ahead and rate, and boom, I got all that stuff right there. Once you've upgraded your Saints, you can go ahead and try and clear it again on the higher difficulty to get better rewards. And if you go right here to Saints cleared, so right here, as you can see, if you clear, it's kind of like bingo. Once you clear it with specific Saints, you get rewards for it as well. So if you click down here, reward info. So see, if you beat it with 3 of those Saints, you get all this stuff, 12, and so on and so forth. Don't worry, it's not a lot of pressure, just something to keep in mind as you play through the game or if you want more stuff to do. And actually, these right here are going to be very valuable. So just keep it in mind. Maybe when you're trying out, you're like, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and try it with this guy. It's just something to think about passively, okay? And then that's it for that one. Now, for the other stuff, there's other stuff that comes out as well sometimes. Masei Tower, it's kind of like Astro Cycle. It's once a week, resets on Friday. It's once a week. It resets every Monday. And essentially, they are stages that you go into. And same thing. It's just more rewards and things like that. Now, I'd recommend go as far as you can. Get the rewards and you're good to go. Sometimes there's little shops here that'll like ask you for either diamonds, stars, or some resources. I recommend try and give them the summoning stars to try and get more back, because whatever you put in, like let's say you put in 10 summoning stars, they're going to give you 11 back, you know, or dime. If you put in, I forgot how much it is, but if it's like 100 diamonds, they give you like 100 and something back. So I always recommend doing that. And essentially what you do here is you go ahead and fight these monsters. You can take a look at the different, you know, battles to see, oh, you know what? I think I can beat that. You go ahead and click quick battle with the teams you have. Most of my saints are already dead, so I'm going to lose. You can either go ahead and do a manual combat, which is usually better for those tougher battles. You know, if your saints aren't strong enough yet, you know, the computer is only as smart as it can be. So you can go ahead and take a look. Once you beat them, you move up a square. These little boosts over here, the little glowing cross right there, that gives me health. There's other boosts that are around there. So I'd recommend go through that as far as you can, get what you can. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to beat it. Don't worry about it. Just push far, get the resources, and get out. All right. And this one's only once a week, so don't worry. Same thing as Astro Cycle. These ones are the dailies that you want to be doing every day. Pope's Treasure. Sometimes you'll get little treasure maps. All you would do is click on go, and then you have your common treasures here. Don't forget to click on excavate on this little box down here, because sometimes we have like 18 of these. You don't want to be doing one by one. You want to do as many as you can, and then you just click on go. I don't have any right now, so I can't really show you that part. But if you look here at advanced treasures, same thing. Once you have enough of these, you can go ahead and click activate, and you'll go and get some treasure. The only difference is this one takes you to town, and you get some resources that you dig up out of the ground. This one, you actually go with people, you know, with other players. You get connected with them, and, you know, you do some fights, and you get some stuff. And it's really good rewards. It doesn't cost you anything. Really great to take advantage of that. Now down here, they are the dungeon runs that you can do to farm either experience. You can do awakening materials, Cosmo, you know, a couple different things. But the Saints quest is something to always remember to do. Now, why is that? So for one thing, let's say, for instance, Luna, right? She is an amazing saint. She's great to have both early, mid, and late game. So when you do these interactions, so if I click here, it says interact, 5 out of 5. She's asking me a question. I'll just go ahead and I'll click whatever. And boom, I got rewards. So you get shards of that character. You get flowers, which you need for the saint temples. I'll tell you about that in a bit. And then you also increase their friendship level. Now, what does this do? This gives you a few things. So for one thing, you unlock memoirs, which is part of their story. If you really like the character, you want to know more about them. But more importantly, when you level up their friendship, you get even more of their shards. Now, if it's a character like, for instance, Luna, which I do recommend, it helps you upgrade that character. It helps you, you know, level them up. And if you're not using them, you can also donate these shards in your Legion to someone who's asking for it. And even if you're not, let's say that, you know, you already have her maxed out. I believe the highest level is level 10. If you're using her in a team, and let's say I was using all these characters and I got a brand new one, right? And let's say he was the new, let's say I got a brand new saint. These are all level 10. Whenever you fight with a saint, you increase their friendship. And then what if you have a saint that's less than 10, all the friendship experience that you get in that fight is going to go to that one saint. So that's why I recommend coming here, try and use the ones like Kiki. Kiki's very important as soon as you get him. You know, you have June. So go ahead and go here. Use the ones that you use, and any leftover, don't worry about it. Like, you'll go ahead and use these flowers as well. Let me actually show you that as part of the daily. So if you go here to your characters and you click here on Saint Temple, don't forget to do this. I almost always forget to do this. I'll go more into detail about Cloth Rebirth in another video because I feel like this one's already going to be a little long. You're going to always get 2 of these a day. I believe they're every 12 hours. So you're just going to click claim. Boom. You get a common chest. And if you go here to your gold chest, click on the little plus, you get 1 free cloth material chest, and these are super valuable. I don't really do the 288. That seems kind of expensive for me, but you know, it's not bad. You get a free one every day. You just click on it and boom, you get some chests. So you get a couple different things with that. I'm going to go ahead and show you just a little quick rundown. You get these little materials. So sometimes you'll get the armor, sometimes, and you'll get these resources. In order to go ahead, like let's say for instance for him, if I want to activate this, I need to fix it if it's broken, or if I have the piece, I need to spend experience and these little orichalcums. And the only place to get them is in that chest. So don't forget to go there every single day and make sure you pick them up, okay? Now for the flowers, when you get your flowers, you get them for the temples. It's kind of a place where you know, like where you pray, you level them up. You have different saints that belong to different ones. And when you level these up, you get little boosts. So you can see there, I have, some boost to attack, defense for all the saints that are part of this temple that I have. Now, and they require different flowers that you need. So when you get them, you can click down here in the bottom right, quick worship, boom. And if I have any kind of flowers, it automatically assigns them to where they go. So you don't have to worry too much about that. And that does it for most of them. Once you're done, make sure you get everything and you're good to go. And over here in activity, completing these is what's going to get you. Completing these is what's going to get you to finish this up. You want to get over here to the end, get your 20 diamonds. It's going to help you get to that gem pack a lot faster. Down here, same thing. You don't have to go through everything. Just go ahead and get your free stuff. And that's pretty much it for the dailies. It's not too much. I know it sounds like a lot, but believe me, you're going to be able to do this in like 10, 15 minutes, go through them real quick. Maybe in the beginning when you're first starting out, it's going to take you a little longer because you're going to have to go through the fights like the Astro one. If you look up here, there's for instance, Saint Metal. You get some free stuff. Over here, Carnival. They always have different things going on. Now, the reason I usually do all my dailies first is because sometimes it'll complete requirements for up here. So for instance, let's go here. So let's see, PvP duel, clear any stage in Athena trial. Oh, look at that. I've already done that. So boom, free stuff. Now, don't worry about trying to complete all of these. Some of these are very pay to, some of these you're not going to be able to beat, especially if you're starting out. Like here, it says spend 300 coupons. Those are those things I was mentioning before about, spending money to buy those things. I'm not going to do that, not that this stuff isn't good, but I'm not going to spend that money just for that. But sometimes it's easy. Just don't forget to check here, see maybe one little thing that you need. They do change from time to time. They're different things. Sometimes they'll tell you complete some dungeons or do this and that. Oh, look, I already did that one there and all done. So once you're done with everything, you can also come here and finish up anything that you need to do. All you have to do is click on the go. Like for instance, it says, let's do this one, participate in this trial. So I'll go ahead and go here. Boom, I'll do this match. And then I'll go ahead and get my free chest. So now what do we do after we're done with the dailies? What do we do after we collected all our free stuff? Well, you also have over here a couple of things that you can do a day. Now, Galactic Duel, it's not open. This is only open during specific hours. You'd have to check around your time because I believe it is different for everybody, depending on what time zone you're in. But don't forget to come here when it's open. All you need to do is win one fight and, win and play a couple matches, and you'll get 2 chests that come out. So don't worry if you're not winning right now. Don't stress about it. All you need to do is win one. And some people, they'll go ahead and surrender before a match starts. Sometimes I'll be trying to find a fight, and then all of a sudden the opponent quits on me before I even, before the match even starts. So don't worry. Keep playing. Don't worry about trying to get to the top. Just get your free stuff. If you click over here on Training Arena, it's kind of like a little quick matches that you can do. If you click over here on Quick Challenge, I've already done all of mine, but these little challenge vouchers, you'll get them from farming, okay? So don't worry about getting these. You're going to get plenty. You get plenty of them every couple days or so, and they'll start building up. Sometimes you'll forget about them, and then, oh, I got to do all my challenges. Now, every 3 wins, you open up one of these chests, and it does give you a good amount of stuff, especially the third one. You get those diamonds and stamina. And then you also have your weekly targets that you can claim. So like I said, it's real easy to go through these. Don't worry about them. If you can't beat them, just go ahead and click on refresh. I'll go ahead and do it now to show you. So it'll refresh all my opponents. I'll click yes, and boom. Look at that. Now I have new people that I can challenge. You can do it either manually or you can do a quick challenge. So we'll go ahead and show you a quick challenge, and it'll go ahead and run through all the teams that are here using the lineup that I have. And look at that. I didn't have to do anything at all. And it goes through them. It basically does this until you run out of those vouchers, okay? Once you run out of these, it tells you don't have any more. It's like, all right, you're all good to go. You can also go down here to guard lineup settings, and this is the team that you're going to be using. You can switch it up. I should probably update mine because I'm not using some of these characters right now, and that way you can go ahead and have an easier time. One quick mention, if you click here on Arena, you're going to have a couple, let's call them tutorials, right? they're very useful, especially for resources, especially in the beginning. So let's say over here, let's click on cloth. So they're kind of little tutorials, and I would recommend at least do the beginner training hall, especially if you're brand new. It teaches you kind of the mechanics of the game, how it works. I know with a lot of hero collectors, they're more RPG style. If you've played Marvel Strike Force, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, this one's a little bit different when it comes to the energy and the way it uses it. So I would recommend at least going through these. It gives you some knowledge. It gives you a good basic understanding of how the games and the battle works. And it does give you some rewards. Like you get a lot of diamonds here. I've got in chests. It does give you rewards here. It gives you diamonds. And again, you can use, like I said, you get diamonds a lot. And you can use those to buy those gem packs. All right. So don't forget about these. It's easy to forget. And I'll go into detail later. But it does help you a little bit to understand different characters and their mechanics. So if you're dying a lot to a specific character, like let's say Aphrodite is killing you a lot, boom. Do this, see how that character works. Once you have an understanding of that character, when you go up against it, you'll kind of know, oh, you know what? I know how that character works. I know you have a better idea of how to counter that character, but we'll go into more detail later. But yeah, that has everything to do with that. And then Saint Arena. So this one, you can do it 5 times out of the day. And you do have your rewards. Same thing, kind of like the training arena right there. And this is where you get those little tokens, okay? This is where you get it for those. So right here, you can click and you can take a look at the teams that they have right now. If you think you can beat it with your lineup, you can go ahead down here to guard settings. You can switch it around, okay? And this is also going to be the team that other people are going to be fighting when they challenge you in here. So if you look here, let's say I want to beat him. Quick challenge, it'll do a simulation, and it'll tell me if I won or lost. And I lost. Of course I lost. My team is nowhere near good enough yet. And you can also do it manually, of course. But look at that. I did it. Boom. Free stuff. Not that difficult. If you don't have a lot of time, don't worry about it. Do your quick challenges, and you'll be good. If you don't like the lineup that is here, you can click down here on refresh. There's a little cooldown on it. You can do it about 5 times. And look at that. Oh, I think I can beat them. Click, and done. I got my win right there. I got my tokens. Oh, look at that. And got a promotion. And I get more stuff. Real simple, real easy, guys, okay? So don't forget to do these. Now, if we go here to Field of Honor, there's a lot of different things you can do in here. I don't usually spend too much time in here. I do Sacred Duel for 2 things. 1, the rewards, and 2, this is an amazing mode that I wish other hero collectors would implement. It's kind of like a sandbox mode. You can take your lineups and experiment with them in here. It maxes out their stats. They're not going to be customized with the Cosmo you usually use. So if you're trying to have like a Luna faster than your Kiki to give him double energy, it's not going to work. But it is a good way to test out saints you don't have, and that way you'll know if you want to maybe try that matchup. So let's say if I click on Maul right here, you see these saints? I don't have them. Well, some of them. But let's say I want to try out Mu, who is a great saint in my opinion. Boom. I'll buy him with these little tokens, which, by the way, you don't really use anywhere else. So don't worry about saving these. If you see someone you like or someone you want to try, go for it. Spend the money. You're kind of renting the saint. And then you can use them in battle. Just here though, okay? You can't use them anywhere else, but you can use them here. And you can test them out. Now, once you do these, you get rewards. And like I said, you're not going to say no to free stuff. It's also a good way to challenge your friends. This is a good way to go ahead and test it out as well. And that's about it. And last but not least, once I'm done with all that, I click on inventory and all the shiny stuff. Look at it's so pretty. All the shiny stuff. You just click use, boom, free stuff. I just click on everything once I'm done because I don't want to keep coming back in here over and over. I do it at the end. I get everything. This is where you get some Cosmo, you get some shards, gold. And then I come down here, click on a flower, I click use. It takes me straight to that Saint Temple that I was showing you earlier. If you click on quick worship, boom, leveled up, done. All right, well, I know that it was a lot. I'm going to try and edit it down as much as I can, but I hope I gave you guys a good idea of what you can be doing. You know, so just to recap, do your dailies, get as far as you can, raid and farm them every single day, finish off your 4 challenges, get your free chest, make sure to get your rewards for completing anything, and finish off any PvP or training for the day. And all in all, you should be done pretty quickly. That took a lot longer than I expected, but I hope you guys found something useful. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. If there's anything that I might have missed or any suggestions you think would help out newer players, go ahead and leave a comment down below for them. And if you want to see more of this content, I'm going to try and do a couple different things, but I think I'm going to cover this game a little bit more for a while at least. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on the little bell icon. If you have any suggestions on what you prefer to see, go ahead and let me know. I'm thinking of doing a beginner's tips and tricks next, and then maybe go into a couple characters that I think are going to help some of the players out. But until then, if you made it all the way through, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.